Okay, Bubbas, today we are going over the AX50 versus the Kar98k. These are two rifles that are great for sniping, and each of them has their own flavor and handles differently. So I'm going to go into a breakdown of a class setup of both of them, and we're going to determine what might work best for you. So let's jump into the gunsmith, and I'll show you a detailed look at each of my loadouts, and you can decide which weapon will help you start knocking them down. Alright guys, so first things first, we're going to go into the AX50 class setup. So I'm going to start with the other stuff I've got. So flash is what I've been using lately just because people have still been killing me when they're stunned because they just hold a corner or a doorway or something and it doesn't take much to kill somebody. So I think flash is a little bit better just because if they can't see you, then they can't kill you. So I run flash. You run a frag mostly because search and cross map nades usually add a couple kills to every game for me. Perks, I run double time because I hate feeling slow with a sniper. So I really enjoy double time. I used to run overkill with the 725, but it's gotten so bad that I'm not going to be seen with that thing. So I run double time, and ghost is what I usually use. Sometimes kill chain if I'm feeling like stacking streaks. And tune up is my last one because I usually use dead silence, which I'll cover in a second. But this just gets it charged up a lot quicker and it makes it a lot more fun to play in my opinion, whether I'm using dead silence or TI. Let me jump into field upgrades. So I use dead silence most of the time because I've found that your footsteps are so important that your kill feeds and your ability to push enemies will be diminished if they can hear you. And it sounds very obvious, but in my experience, if I have Daddy on and I just push enemies, I have a lot higher chance of getting behind them or just surprising them enough where I can get a feed going. If I don't run dead silence, I run a TI, and I usually use this on maps like Euphrates Bridge or something like that, where it's really convenient to be able to spawn right back there instead of being pushed all the way back to your spawn and then having to run all the way up. It saves you a lot of time, so you're able to get more kills in there. Just depends on what I'm feeling, if I want to run Deady or if I want to run a TI. So that's what I use for my field upgrades. Okay, we've covered our tacticals, lethals, perks, and now for sidearm, I choose the Desert Eagle, the 50 GS Yeet, in other words. Alright, so this is my class setup for the Deagle. Don't put too much stock in this just because I haven't figured out what works best on this really. I'm still unlocking things for it, but right now I got the Forge Tack extended. This is the barrel, and I run this laser right here. Adds hip fire, sprint fire speed, increases a lot of your stuff. These lasers are actually really great to have. It's just, you run the risk of people seeing you use them, but not a big deal to me. I'm running the operator reflex sight just for trying to unlock more reticles. So if not, I'd probably be using this just because the Solo Zero is like more, it's less chunky and I just like the look of it better. Using a lightweight trigger just to get that fire rate up. And fast melee, super important. If I have my sidearm out, my chance of meleeing are a lot higher just because if I have my sidearm out, it's because they're closer to me. Alright, moving on to the AX50. The AX50, this one's actually called Suffering's End. So you get this through multiplayer challenges called Elite Sniper. So it's 35 kills with a sniper rifle, 10 headshots with HER, 10 long shots with a sniper rifle, 10 headshots with an AX50, 10 headshots with a Dragunov, 10 headshots with a sniper rifle, get 75 kills with a sniper scope, and 2 long shot kills with a sniper. I don't think the variation of this weapon does anything, honestly. It's just like, it's basically just like a setup. So this is what it looks like. And this is, you know, the stats on it, but it's basically just an attachment setup, so you can change everything on it essentially. So anyway, this is what I've got. I don't put a muzzle on it. I have the 17-inch factory barrel because it increases ADS. I have the tack laser. That one's big, super important, just because it increases your ADS, aiming stability, aim walking steadiness, and it just makes your ADS a lot faster. I use standard scope, so no optics. Singard Arms Assassin stock, because this also increases your ADS. I don't have an underbarrel. I do not use an extended mag of any sort. I don't use a 7-round mag. Rear grip is the stippled grip tape. Also increases ADS. And the perk I use is focus. Now, this is super important because in my experience, flinch is a huge thing in this game. So being able to use an attachment that is gonna reduce that is huge. It'll be the difference between you getting the kill or not, especially when you're scoped in on somebody. And it's just I've just found that it's by far the most useful of the perks, even over FMJ and sleight of hand. So highly recommend using focus. And camouflage gold. This is my reticle. Charm is Blade of Valor, because that is the one I got from 10 assassinations. Yeah. And I use a Remarkable Marksman sticker on that. I think it looks super clean with gold. Alright, so that's that, and let's move on to the Kar98k. The Kar98, if you didn't know, is actually a marksman rifle. It's not a sniper rifle. So with that, you can expect a little bit less damage in range, I would say, from this rifle. So let me go over the class. It's the same as my AX50. So flash, frag, double time ghost, tune up, same Desert Eagle. And then into the gunsmith for this. So I don't use a muzzle. Barrel, I use Singard Customs 27.6 inch. This increases damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, but it does cost you some movement speed and ADS speed. This, in my opinion, is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. A lot of this setup, especially for the Kar98, is about your own kind of flavor of what you want to do and what kind of handles you want on your sniper. Having this barrel reduces the amount of hit markers you'll get. I will say though that the Kar98 will still get you hit markers. It depends on where you aim. As I'm going to show you in these couple clips, if you aim like slightly below their chest at all, you may still get hit markers. If you do a good job of keeping your aim like chest and up, you shouldn't have too much of an issue though. I've tested a lot of stuff out and this is the way to go. Laser, I use a tack laser, same reason. It increases your ADS a lot and it's just super useful. It's worth being seen by the enemy or whatever. It doesn't end up being a huge deal, so definitely worth it. Optic, use sniper scope. Not really an option there in my opinion. Like if you use an ACOG or something, it's kind of like just like cheating, or it's just not, it's not the same thing. So sniper scope's the move, and it is going to cost you some ADS, but it's not a big deal. So stock, I do not run a stock. There is the FTAC Sport Comb, which increases your ADS speed, and the reason I don't use it is because we're using the laser. You could swap those two, but your ADS speed will not be as high if you use the stock instead of the laser. The laser increases your ADS more, so In my opinion, it's more worth it to use the laser than the stock, but if you choose otherwise, then that's all you. So I don't use an underbarrel. I do use a rear grip. That's the stippled grip tape. Also increases ADS and sprint to fire speed. Sprint to fire speed is really nice to have increased too. And finally, I use the FMJ perk. The reason I don't use focus on this is because this weapon will get you more hit markers for sure than the AX50. So having FMJ is just that extra oomph on it so that you can get a little bit less hit markers. I haven't had as huge of an issue with flinching with the Kar98 as I do the AX50. So FMJ is just the better perk to have on the Kar98 just because it gets more hit markers without it and flinching isn't quite as big. Camouflage is gold. Quite beautiful. Mostly black, but it looks really nice. Reticle, same gold one. I really like this Hangman one a lot. Charm, same one. Blade of Valor. Sticker, same one. Remarkable Marksman. Looks really good with gold. So that is my class setup for the Kar98k. Alright, Bubba, so that brings us to the final verdict. The AX50 or the Kar98k. It's hard because they both fire and handle very differently, yet you can quickscope with both of them pretty well. The AX50 will no doubt give you less hit markers and will be better at range, but 8x zoom versus a 7x zoom scope makes a big difference in the way that it just feels and shoots differently. There's something nice about using the Kar98 and having a 7x and just not having to zoom in quite as far. It doesn't sound like 7x versus an 8x makes a big difference, but I think it really does a lot for the feel of the weapon. So it might just make it feel totally different for you, which is why I think using the Kar98 for pushing teams and trying to go for kill feeds is a very strong option. Whereas the AX50 works a little bit better in my opinion as an all-around good sniper rifle. You'll be able to quickscope with it, no doubt, and you'll be able to still kill people at range a little bit easier than the Kar98. Though I will say the Kar98 will still kill people at about the same range if you're hitting headshots. So if you want something a little lighter and quicker, I would say the Kar98 is good for that, especially for pushing for feeds. And the AX50 is a very good all-around sniper, and there's times where I'm using the Kar where I kind of wish I had the AX50, and when I have the AX50 I kind of wish I had the Kar. So it's one of those things you guys are gonna have to jump into, use both, and really see which one works best for you. I don't think there's a clear-cut winner because I'm still using both myself. I think they're both great, and I think both of them are worth the grind to level up, which both of them take quite a while to get all the attachments you need to make them nice. The Kar98 I think takes a little bit more grinding to get all the attachments for, yet it might be a little bit better right out of the box than the AX50. It's certainly faster. So guys, I hope this video helped out and shed a little light on what weapon is best for you. Whether it be the AX50 or the Kar98, it's up to you, and you're gonna have to grind to see which one's best for you. Both of these weapons are great for a lot of things, and if you want a quick scope, either one will work for you. It's just about grinding it and seeing which one is your type of weapon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I hope you got something out of it. I wanted to go into a detailed breakdown and show you exactly what I use and kind of what's best for each rifle. If you guys liked the video, please like, subscribe, retweet, comment, share to your Facebook wall, reblog, send snail mail to your grandma, whatever you guys got to do. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!
Broken.
my god.